Mark, 5 years since President Obama signed his $800 billion stimulus bill, and while Democrats were quick to applaud the president for the bill's effects, Fox's own Charles Krauthammer didn't exactly agree. He sounded off about the bill and about Obama's legacy on Special Report last night. Take a look at this.
It isn't as if the only alternative was the monstrous stimulus versus nothing. You could have had tax cuts and deregulation. Instead, it was a gift to all kinds of Democratic constituencies. And as a result, all this money is spent. FDR at least left behind a Hoover Dam. Ike left behind the interstate highway system. This thing, as predicted, hasn't left a trace in the sand except, the ruins of the Solyndra plant.
All right, here with reaction to this, much more, former Clinton advisor Dick Morris, now a radio talk show host in Philly. How are you, sir?
Good to be here, John. Thank you.
All right, so you gotta love this line, except the ruins of the Solyndra plant. You talked a lot about getting Bill Clinton back to the center and triangulation you're known for. All right, I watch Obama, and he always seems to cling to his radicalism. He doesn't seem to have that flexibility or practicality or pragmatism of Bill Clinton. Is this now going to be his legacy, stubborn radicalism?
Yeah, I think it is. Look, you have a choice with Obama. You either believe he's a total incompetent and could not bring jobs back and could not get the economy moving and could not design Obamacare well, or you believe his efforts are malicious. And I believe that Obama is attempting to transform America from an employment-based society to an entitlement-based society. That he's trying to take people from working for a living, moving up, spending long hours, advancing, to waiting to open the mail for the new entitlement check.
Yeah, well, the thing is that obviously when 50 million Americans aren't work, the stimulus didn't work, the son of stimulus didn't work, we have the lowest labor participation rate since 1978 and 50 million Americans on food stamps. So,
but Sean, you're saying it didn't work. I'm saying it worked. I'm saying his goal in signing up 15 million more Americans on food stamps, 5 million more on disability, 10 million more on Medicaid, 8 million more on unemployment insurance, was precisely to make them dependent and to fashion a permanent Democratic political majority by making them dependent upon the government for their livelihood.
So this is what he wants. That's the transformation of America.
And I was just talking today on my radio show with Casey Mulligan, the economist, who really did a great service in pointing this out. And what he said was fascinating. He said, it's just like this in Europe, where people say, I'm not going to work because the benefits are too good. I'm not going to work the extra hours because I'll lose money. I'll lose eligibility. And he said the only issue is why it took Americans so long to get around to this.
So then I guess the question is, because from my perspective, this is a disaster. But then I look at the Republicans, and they're afraid of their own shadow, and they've got no inspiring agenda, and they just wrote them a blank check.
Well, it's fortunate that it also doesn't work. I mean, it's fortunate that not only is it moving the country in the wrong direction, but it also doesn't work. And I think that had he just done the economy and the entitlements, I think we could never defeat him. I think that he would have had a stranglehold on this country by the entitlements, like FDR did after the New Deal with his coalition.
You think Obamacare did in his agenda?
But I think that Obamacare did it. I think that Obamacare, just flat out not working, is overriding the other aspects of his agenda. But he didn't fail, Sean. This guy succeeded.
So in other words, it was always his intention. Do you think that he purposely wanted to hurt the country?
Parties.
And transform and create a dependency society, and even that means welfare. He's happy that there's 50 million Americans on welfare. Exactly. He's happy about that?
Exactly. Exactly. It's why he put them there. It's why he opened the rolls to encourage them. In Europe, you have a two-party system, no matter what they're called. The party that represents the tax-paying workers and the party that represents the tax eaters, be they public employees or on welfare or unemployed or students or pensioners. And that's the two-party system in Europe. He sees it in those terms. And his goal in expanding these entitlements was to create that.
All right, I got to take a break.